Hi guys, my name is Hector. I'm going to be running this next interview. My voice is gone because I've been at Comic-Con this whole time. I've been talking every single second of every day. Big shout out to OMG Steve hanging out all day. That's my man taking photos. Thank you. That's good clap. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great team of incredible, creative, big-time Hollywood development guys. I tried to ask them how they wanted to be introed, and this is literally what they said to me. 4 cool guys. They have worked on a bunch of great stuff that you love. Animated movies, animated cartoon shows, comic books. We're going to talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Man of Action. We have got Joe Kelly. There he is. Joe Casey, Mr. Steve T. Siegel, and rounding out the back, we got Duncan Rouleau. Everybody, let's let him hear it. Let him hear it. Round of applause. Beautiful. Are we good? Are we good? However you guys want. Maybe we could fit one more here. Whatever you guys want. Is this fine?
They don't like me.
That's sorry, Steve. That's
we got leg room.
We can do the relax here. Relax.
I don't know you this well.
That's okay. Sorry, Steve.
It's been a long weekend.
You guys are Man of Action. I asked you right beforehand some of the stuff you've worked on, and it's in almost every medium. You guys have worked on Big Hero 6, right? The amazing classic Big Hero 6.
We actually created that team and those characters for Marvel Comics
That's
long,
right.
long ago before it was a feature.
I read that comic book.
What?
It's fantastic.
Crazy.
It's fantastic. So that's amazing. And you guys have worked in animated cartoon shows.
Created Ben 10. We created Generator Rex, and we are the co-writers and executive producers on the first 2 seasons of Ultimate Spider-Man and Marvel's Avengers Assemble.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. And you guys have also worked in the medium of comic books as well, other than Big Hero 6, correct?
Yeah, for a little while.
For a little while.
We've been doing
like
it.
20,
I mean, we've written
30
them all.
years each.
Great.
Yeah, we've done work obviously for Marvel and DC. We do a lot of our create our own books now through Image.
Yeah.
You pick a title, we probably wrote it. Superman, X-Men, Spider-Man, Deadpool.
Oh my gosh. So you guys are huge-time professional geeks. And you've been coming to Comic-Con. This is you said 17th?
As Man of Action, this is our 15th year, but I've been coming since '87.
Wow.
I'm old.
That's 27 years.
It's a lot.
It was when Just Steve had a box by himself selling his comics. That was the first Comic-Con.
That's amazing. Question for you guys. What is your take on what Comic-Con has become and what it is now? It's this massive pop culture celebration. What's your take on it?
You know, I was remarking that I think it's about 7 or 8 different conventions altogether now.
Yeah.
And you just go to any pocket in this town now, and there's a whole scene happening that you don't have to be any part of any of the other ones to get a good time out of. So it's pretty huge and overwhelming.
Guys, you have 2 new TV shows, 2 new films I was told that you guys were going to talk about. Let us know what you got coming up.
We got a brand new Ben 10 show that was just announced a week ago. We went into production a couple of weeks ago. Right now it's just called Ben 10. Everybody's like, what's it going to be called? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's just called Ben 10 right now.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? What's the pitch?
We are not allowed to tell you much. The only thing that's been revealed is that Ben looks a lot like Ben used to look when Ben 10 first started. That's all anybody knows right now. But I can tell you it's a kid who turns into 10 different aliens via the Omnitrix. That remains the same. Grandpa Max, Gwen, that remains the same.
Wow.
But there's a lot of new cool stuff.
I just want to say real quick, as an original sort of animated property, Ben 10 has taken on such an incredible life of its own. It's got such a fan base. There's so many kids that love it and those characters and put them up next to Superman and the X-Men. How have you guys handled the reaction to that?
That's one of the best things about Comic-Con, honestly. Like when we were here as comic book writers first, and we'd get comic fans, and we love comic fans, and they tended to be a little bit older.
Yeah.
As soon as Ben 10 came out, all the kids started coming up, and they get so psyched, and their heads explode a little bit when they're like, "You made that up?"
Wow.
It's fantastic, and it's really a great. You feel a sense of responsibility to those fans. I mean, we're on in like 170-something countries. It's amazing. It's been 10 years since it started, so it's very special. It's very near to our hearts.
And they're also incredibly honest, too. If they really like something, they like it, and if they don't, they'll let you know.
Do you like Goop?
Which is
no.
great. Exactly.
What's been the best sort of honest criticism from a kid?
Well,
the
most
like
obvious. Oh, no, wait, let's hear.
No, just today, some parent brought up her kid. He was dressed as Ben 10.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, it's the guys who made up Ben 10. Isn't that exciting? He goes, ah! just ran away. He was terrified.
I think he probably didn't like season 3.
that
Probably-
had nothing to do with Ben 10. That was just
It was just
that
my
was honest
mustache.
criticism of what he saw.
That's so amazing because you guys
the,
don't even do voices on the show, and you can still impress kids. That's incredible. That's great.
We did voices on Generator Rex.
Cool.
Once, some guys, not us, somebody wrote us into an episode, and then we had to go record the episode, and we were terrible, except Joe Kelly, strangely.
That's
Oh
weird.
yeah, no.
I rewrote that
No,
episode,
he was-
though.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've got a new Ben 10.
Yes.
It's really exciting. What is the other show that you guys are working on?
Well, it was announced that we're developing Mega Man with a company
That
called
got an
Dentsu.
audible whoa.
Yeah.
And
My leg
obviously-
went like this.
And
What?
obviously Capcom too. So
Very cool. That's
We're working with Dentsu America, and Dentsu is also a very big Japanese animation company, and they have a lot of network space, and it's the 30th anniversary of Mega Man, so they told us just go cut it loose, make it great, and do what you want, and so far that's what we're doing.
That's amazing. Did you guys? I don't know if it's available for purchase, but they made a Mega Man helmet.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Were you guys? Did any of you guys pick that up?
We actually have to contractually wear those while we work.
Cool.
I do.
And I saw that
At least that's
E3,
what
I
he
think.
tells his wife.
Oh my God. 2 new movies that you guys are working on. Can you tell us about that?
You go first.
All right, sure, I'll go first. I have a graphic novel called I Kill Giants, which was put out by Image, drawn by J.M. Ken Nomura. Won the International Manga Award, won a whole bunch of stuff. Very, very dear to my heart project. That's in pre-production right now. We're working with Chris Columbus in 1492.
Chris Columbus.
Yep. We have an
The filmmaker.
Yes, the
Say again?
filmmaker, not the explorer. No. We have an Academy Award-winning director, Anders Walter, is directing it. He won the Best Short a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And I wrote the screenplay. So
So only one unknown quantity there.
yes, yeah. There's only one person that might be a dicey in this equation. We're about to make a talent announcement that we were unable to make leading up to Comic-Con, but it's going to come soon. So you check the
And it's
airways.
good.
But yeah, it's really exciting. You know, it's a cast primarily of younger actors.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of older actors locked in.
You can't call them older. We have a couple
adults.
of seasoned actors.
Seasoned actors.
Regular
And,
age actors.
And we're everybody who's on the project gets it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I said, it's very close to my heart, and it's one of these things that when we were approached to do it, I said, I'm the only one who can touch the screenplay. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. And
Yeah.
everybody's rolled with it, which
And
is
what's
great.
it about for those who have not read your International Manga Award-winning graphic novel?
That's an excellent question, Stephen T. Sequel. It's about a girl. Her name is Barbara Thorson. She's very much like us. She's into comics and D&D, and in middle school she doesn't quite fit in, and she is convinced a giant is coming to her town and that she has to kill it. And so it's a story about how her real world and her fantasy world intersect.
That sounds like it hits a little too close to home for me, man.
It'll hit you very
The girl
close to home.
part or the?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I loved D&D. I was a teenage girl at one point, and in many ways I still am. But
And it's,
that's awesome, man.
85% guaranteed to make you cry.
Oh, I love that stuff. Well, congratulations.
On the
That's fantastic.
complete other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. No,
I did a graphic novel a few years ago with artist Chris Burnham called Officer Down. It won no awards whatsoever. And yet, we made it into a film. We just shot it in the spring. We're editing right now. Stars Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy as Officer Down.
awesome.
And it's very bloody, very violent. It's sort of anti-Ben 10. But it's about a police officer, LA cop, who gets killed in the line of duty, and through some weird pseudoscience that's completely made up, he comes back to life again and again and again. And
That's all. Thank you for admitting that it's pseudoscience. It's completely. I love that. That's great.
I tried to study that in college. Oddly enough, there wasn't a major.
It
in
worked
that.
out well for you.
I minored in pseudoscience,
Yeah,
which is how I can explain how Superman can fly and how the Star Trek beaming works. It's all pseudoscience. I minored in it. It's not helpful at all.
the movie is by the guys that brought you the Crank movies. So
Oh
if
my
you like
gosh.
Crank, then you got to get a sense of what kind of movie this is.
That's going to be insane.
It is insane.
Guys, I have something written down in my little cheat sheet. It's called Camp Midnight.
What?
What is that about?
What?
Tell us
What?
about Camp Midnight.
So Camp Midnight is a new Image book coming
Yeah.
out just in time for Halloween, October 8th.
Nice.
It's a chunky 250-page graphic novel Totally new work by a totally new cartoonist named Jason Katzenstein, who is 23 and brilliant, which makes me sick, but luckily he worked with me, so that makes me happy. He's a cartoonist for The New Yorker.
Yeah.
And then this is his first graphic novel.
Is his last name really Kasselstein?
Katzenstein.
Oh, well, then that's not as cool.
Yeah.
Katzenstein, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Castlestein.
It's pretty cool, but Castlestein
Ca-
would be cooler.
If he was doing like a Halloween comic and it's like, my name is Kasselstein, I'm going to
Exactly.
draw this. Great. That's great.
It's about a girl named Sky.
Yeah.
Who lives with her mom, summers with her dad, and when she goes to stay with her dad this summer, her stepmom announces that they're sending her off to summer camp. And so Sky's like not having it. She's not going to fit in. She's not going to have fun. She's not going to do any of it.
Yeah.
But she winds up going to a camp that is full of monster kids, like kids who literally turn into monsters at midnight. So she's the only human girl at monster camp. And then she's got to spend the whole summer trying to not let people know she doesn't have a secret monster identity.
That's great. It sounds like, what am I thinking of?
it sounds like
doesn't-
real camp.
Apocalypse
Yeah,
Now.
it sounds like when I was 13 and had to convince.
Pretty
Friday
much.
the 13th meets Meatballs.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's great. Guys, we're here at Comic-Con. This is the ultimate celebration of geeky, passionate love of what you love. I love asking people this question. I'm going to go down the line. Can you remember the first time you realized you were a geek and what it was about? Duncan, wait, we'll get to you. This is going to be good. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you two quick stories. One, my first comic book did not make me a geek. My parents bought it for me. It was a copy of The Avengers, number 89, and it scared the hell out of me.
What was it?
It was Avengers 89, Captain Marvel sitting on a chair being electrocuted,
Oh, yeah.
and like all these aliens, and I was like, I don't want to read this, take it away. So I never read a comic book again until I was like 15 or 16 years old.
Okay.
So the thing that I felt most geeky about, but still proud of, is I bought the Star Wars album called The Story of Star Wars, and it was like the movie on a record album.
Yeah.
And you had a little picture book, and we didn't have videos and stuff back then.
Yeah.
So I just had to play the record over and over again and turn the picture book. I was like, it's like watching Star Wars, but it was nothing like watching Star Wars. And I loved it.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
I didn't know I was a geek until just now because I also had that Story of Star Wars record. So now I realize, yeah.
Welcome, yes. Not as cool as you thought. That's fine. Actually, cooler. Go ahead, Joe.
Along this Star Wars vein, people always wonder, like, why do people love Boba Fett so much, right? Like, why is Boba Fett so cool?
Yeah.
You had to actually cut out the proof of purchase from the action figures you bought to get Boba Fett.
Yep.
You had to earn Boba Fett. And I think that was when I realized, like, I was willing to go there. And I, of course, like everybody else, love Boba Fett. But I still have it. It's in a place of honor.
Are you
So-
serious? You still have it?
Oh, hell yeah.
He's sitting on it right now.
It's amazing. I could tell you're kind of you're.
He has
yeah.
a very special place.
It's
Yeah.
the Wookiee skins.
Yeah. It's great, Duncan. What do you got?
Yeah, no, I knew I was a geek very early on when I used to pack my costume, my superhero costume, when we would go on vacations, just in case there was trouble.
Did you ever wear it? Did you ever wear it under your clothing?
hell
and go to
yeah.
School? Go to school.
Yeah,
He's wearing it now.
The cape was the hardest thing because you'd try and roll it up and act like you had one of those neck braces or something like that. But
I'll tell you this, we're at Con, we have a booth for Man of Action.
Yeah.
But we're never at the booth because every time somebody else gets to the booth, the guy who was there is like, I'll be right back, and runs off and comes back with like a box load of comics or toys or a bag of something. What'd you buy? Nothing. Under the table it goes.
yeah, we still keep our you don't want to open yourself up too much for ridicule.
As Man of Action, do you guys have a favorite fan moment, a fan reaction in your guys' careers, either as a whole or individually? Anything that comes to mind? An awesome fan moment.
So working in film in Los Angeles, meet a lot of different celebrities
Sure.
and people from different movies, and I've met some pretty heavy hitters in my day, and for the most part, it's very nice to meet them, and it's cool and whatnot. Very rarely do I get starstruck, but when we did the first live action Ben 10 show, and Lee Majors played Grandpa
Wow.
Max, I found I couldn't talk. I was talking to Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, and
cool.
I just I folded.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
Great.
I had a moment with Stan Lee where we were doing Ultimate Spider-Man and Stan played the janitor
Yep.
in that show. And he came in one day and he had 2 lines and he did them. It took like 5 minutes in the record booth. And he came out and he's like, "You never write me a big enough part." So I was like, all right. So we went off and wrote him a whole episode where it was Spidey and the janitor trying to save everybody in the school. And he came in and he was there all day and he was like, "That's what I need."
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. He's 93. He wanted to work all day.
He did work all day. He had no choice.
Incredible work ethic. Joe, what do you got?
Steve took my answer. I don't have.
You don't have any fans.
I know I don't have any fans. So there's I mean, aside from the groupie scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have any.
It's great.
I have seen you completely geek
Oh, I
out.
know.
That's
Yeah,
the funniest
I'm
thing.
going to out you on all of your fandom over there.
No,
If you don't
I
answer
go
honestly.
real deep, and everybody in here would be like, "What?" You know.
The first time you worked with Kiss, you were like a
Oh,
little
he was just like
tiny
jeans,
schoolboy
he was
running
dancing
around.
around on his tippy toes and doing the chicken dance and the whole thing.
All right, I'll go with that.
Kiss Army, man. Actually, I was just having a geek moment at this con. I'm the art that drew me into comics when I was in junior high was Bill Sienkiewicz's art on New Mutants.
Yeah.
And even as a professional, I've had a chance to work with him a little bit.
Yeah.
But anytime I see him, I completely fanboy out and I can't talk to him.
That's
I
so
literally
cool.
I'm like, and I run away. I cannot talk.
We have whole families that cosplay as like the Ben 10 cast or
That's so cool.
all of Big Hero 6 or
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like
Yeah.
just that it's mother, father, kids, uncles, aunts, grandpas, whatever, and they all dress up as a show. First of all, I wish I had that family, and second, to see your own characters that way is awesome.
Yeah.
And then, on the other side, as far as fan moments, there used to be a group of guys, and they might
the
be
Lava
here.
Boys.
The Lava Boys. There were these guys that used to show up, and they had lava skirts and T-shirts and ties, and they would sell blood to afford to come to Comic-Con. Like they were
Wow.
that hardcore. And they came over, and one of them asked me to sign their butt one day, and we became friends immediately. And
If you want to become friends with Joe
it's
Kelly
very
afterwards,
easy.
just
Ask
ask
me
him
to sign a
your
body
butt.
part.
Oh my God, I'm not going to do that at all. There's no,
but
way.
they ended up working our booth one year, and
Yeah.
it was the most chaotic insanity.
We
that
turned
we've ever
over
had.
our booth to our fans, and then the San Diego fans liked our fans more than they liked us. Like we left and no one noticed.
Well, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and for helping us sort of wrap up Comic-Con. I hope you guys
Comic-Con, did we have fun? Was it a good one?
Fantastic. Was it good? Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, give it up for Man of Action for stopping by, everybody. Steve, Joe, and Duncan. Let him
Thank
hear
you
it.
very much, everybody.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank
Have a
you,
good rest of
guys.
the day.
Thank you.